Behind the Filter After Dark Edition is on the road. Check out this episode with Ashley and I as we head into PRANA Wellness to check out all things hydration, IV therapy, and more. We chat with some of the staff on top of our normal, usual girl talk. Hello, welcome back to Behind the Filter After Dark Edition. And we're at a really cool place with Ashley. Where are we?
We are at PRANA IV and Wellness Clinic. This is a place that I've been going now for a couple months to get treatments. You know, I love my biohacking.
Yes, you do.
So I've been getting red light therapy here, NAD injections here. You know, we're obsessed with our NAD.
Yes.
I've been getting some IV injections, which I am obsessed with. I even got an M-Sculpt on my butt. And it like basically tightens and grows your muscles.
So does that mean we don't have to do squats anymore?
No, yeah, we don't. I actually have a really good before and after that we need to pop up on screen.
Shut it.
Because you can actually see a visual difference.
Really?
Yeah. And like one time I was like looking in the mirror in my butt, I was like, wait a minute.
Do I see a little bump?
Do I see a little perk?
I love it.
There's so many amazing treatments here, and I love that they it's owned by Dr. Rana and Payal. She's an endocrine MP.
Okay.
So she specializes in hormones, and I love it because they treat the actual issue, the root of the issue, not just trying to reduce your symptoms. Mm-hmm. So one thing that I have become obsessed with are NAD injections. And they're going to do that on you today.
Yes, so I'm going to get an NAD injection.
Yes.
So you come on in.
And I'm
so
pop
excited.
Out
yes, Ashley's going to pop out and
give you
do you want to come over here on this side?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oops. It's a little shaky.
We got it. It's a little tight fit over here.
Go.
All right. I am excited for this NAD injection.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it before.
Yes,
okay?
please do.
So NAD is a coenzyme, okay? Our body actually makes it in our gut, okay? When we're young, you know how we're so energetic, the 5-year-old has unlimited amount of energy, never ending. They're so smart and so focused because our body's making that NAD on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. As we get older, for example, by the age of 30, our body's production of NAD starts decreasing. By the time you hit that 40, you're down to 50%.
Girl, I'm going to be 43 in a couple weeks.
So, you know when we said that perimenopause hits you and you're like, I can't remember anything. I go into the pantry and I can't find what I need to find. And you just feel tired all the time, right?
Tired. And also I've been saying some really random things to my kid. Like he would be like, what are you trying to say? I'm like, I don't know. I've been pushing two words together all at the same time.
Yeah. So that's what's happening. So now let's talk about what a coenzyme is. Coenzymes are catalysts in chain reactions, okay? So the NAD has been found that it actually does a chain reaction in many different pathways. So one of the pathways is in the cell, in the mitochondria. Do you remember biology 101 in high school? The mitochondria is what? The powerhouse. It makes ATP. So when you take NAD, it goes to the mitochondria and say, hey, we're not done yet. Let's turn on the factory lights, and it starts making that energy.
Okay.
So there's a protocol that I've crafted, okay? People know about NAD because of the Kardashians and stuff. You know, they have somebody that crafted a protocol and build it up in their body. I never advise anybody to go straight to an IV drip. Okay. And the reason is of this sensation that I'm going to describe it to you, okay? When I give you this injection, it's going to go in your mouth, in your adulthood, intramuscular, and the absorption is pretty fast. And you might get this weird sensation.
Okay.
This is my anecdote for it when I took it, okay? I felt like I was going on a roller coaster ride. You know that nervous, but you're so excited and you're happy, and it kind of starts in your belly.
Yeah.
And then it kind of goes up through my chest, and I get a little flush in my face.
Okay.
So remember, catalyst, chain reaction, mitochondria. So that's the sensation I want you to expect, okay? Don't be afraid about it. Some people, that could be very nerve-wracking and make you feel a little bit anxious. So that's why when you come here, we make you sit in the clinic for 10 minutes, kind of talk to you and walk you through that sensation.
Gotcha.
It lasts for a few minutes, and then it dissipates on its own. And then you just get a feeling of well-being, like a mental clarity and like a refresh.
All right.
Okay? You ready for this?
I'm here for this. I'm counting down the days for me to get this NAD injection.
Long as you know what you're getting yourself into.
Oh, yes. I fully and willing consent to all of this.
Here we go. All right.
So now would I be able to work out after this if I want to do arms or anything?
Absolutely.
You know, because I might have all this energy. I just wouldn't know what to do with myself for the rest of the day.
So this is an intramuscular injection. It's very thin fluid, so it's not like a vaccine or flu where your arm's going to be debilitated.
Okay.
By the time you get home, you'll forget I even touched you. 1, 2, 3, a little poke, a little pressure, and that's it, all done. How was that?
That was fine. That was really fast. That was like nothing.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at what I do.
Yeah.
The
Now
massaging
I feel that.
Yeah.
The massaging. Good night. Okay.
Yeah, it just helps it absorb a little better and faster for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Sweet.
So now here's the thing. Once in a while, I'll get some patients or somebody that come in. Hey, I don't know. I don't feel anything that you described to me. I'm not getting any sensation. A lot of time that can happen if your body is just so depleted in energy. It takes about 2 or the third injection is like really a sweet spot. We're like, oh, I know what you're talking about.
Gotcha.
Okay. So let's see how you respond.
All right.
Everybody's different.
Sounds good.
Okay. Well,
Thank
look at you. You got your nice little Band-Aid on.
Band-Aid on. See, that was quick and painless. That was good.
All right, we're good. Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right, so I know you guys are going to do a behind the filter. We're going to deep dive into it, but we just want to get a little intro of who you are, what got you into what you're doing, because you're an endocrine NP, which I think, as someone who's obsessed with hormone health and body health, I think that's such a unique and cool thing. So tell us about you.
Yeah, so I've actually been a nurse for over 20 years now, and I went back to school and got my NP back in 2012, 2013. So I've been doing this for quite a bit of time. I was very fortunate, okay? Typically when you graduate, you go into primary care or something, but I got an invitation at the hospital that I was rotating at that, hey, would you like to learn endocrinology, which is a blessing. And I had a mentor, okay? And I was so happy to have somebody that kind of guides you, teaches you, and wants to do different things. My mentor was very, very involved, and he had a passion for obesity management and hormones, testosterone, putting pellets in. So because I was very lucky, and he really got my mind open to, hey, learning about this, and then I started enjoying it too.
That's awesome.
So in endocrinology, typically the bread and butter is diabetes, you know. There's a hormone part and obesity part that, you know, not everybody enjoys doing, but once you enjoy it, it's so hard to get away from it. So that's where that came from. For me, why I think I started enjoying it is because of my background. You know, I come from a family where diabetes is very strong in my family. I come from a life where I was sick when I was 12 years old. I had Guillain-Barré syndrome, so I was paralyzed, waist down. So I have neuropathy. So I come from like, hey, I'm always trying to figure out, hey, how could I make myself better health-wise? How could I create longevity? I don't want to be that mom or that grandma that's dependent, in a walker, and I want to be able to squat down one at 85 years old and pick up that pen from the floor, you know? So that's how this vision for Prana came, where how can I optimize for myself? Another thing that happened was when we were in Illinois, they were starting this medical university, and it was very unique. They were taking medical students that are just not pre-med. They had an engineering degree, a biochemistry, all these MBA degrees, and they were building the next future of doctors. These are going to be doctors that know medicine, they know pathophysiology, but know also how to incorporate technology and biohacking to optimize. And what do we want to do? We want to prevent chronic conditions. So then Dr. Rana and I are like, why are we waiting for the next generation? Like I love to learn and I love to improve myself. So why can't we bring it to our people now? We don't need to wait. And that's how Prana, the vision of Prana, was created. You shouldn't feel intimidated or feel guilty about wanting to take care of yourself. And you should want to not end up in the hospital. We all went through COVID, and it was very, very stressful. It was PTSD for a lot of providers. And we saw the vision where why can't we bring something to our community to keep them healthy? And that's how Prana was created.
I love that. That's so cool. I didn't know your childhood and how that all kind of played into it too. That's incredible. This place is incredible. I can tell you, like, as a patient, walking in here is just so warm and it's so welcoming. And I think that makes a difference because it can be, you know, on my end, very intimidating. And then you have to come in here and I have to talk to you about my most not embarrassing, but my most like private health. And you guys have made it so easy. And one thing you said to me at one point, we were talking about just, I think it was the NAD, and you told me like the pricing of it. And I was like, that's it? Like, I feel like you said something like, we wanted to make healthcare as affordable as possible for everyone and be able to make the insane, like the big treatments possible for people. And I just think that's such a cool message. It shows how much you guys genuinely care.
You could thank Dr. Rana for that. So Dr. Rana did his residency in Terre Haute, Indiana. So, you know, that's how we end up in Indiana. And he learned a lot of rural medicine, and accessibility to healthcare is a real problem in our country. So then when we put our brains together, he handles a lot of part of that. Hey, how can I make this economical? And creating longevity and creating good health should be accessible and for everybody, not just the millionaires or billionaires.
Right.
So that's where that stem comes. We always try to do everything we can to make this possible for our patients. And the intimidating part, you're absolutely right. I've been to other med spas type of places, and it's so gorgeous. It's so aesthetic. I feel I'm out of place sometimes.
Yeah.
So when we curated the vision, the color, the palette, I wanted everybody to feel like this is homey, this is welcoming, and you belong here.
I love that. Well, you've done a great job. Okay, before you leave, because I don't want to spoil too much, because you guys have to turn into the behind the filter episode where it's just going to be her and Johnette. But what is one of your maybe favorite treatments that you've had here, or something you've seen a big, huge change in?
Yeah, I have a few. Okay. All right. So definitely the NAD.
Yes.
That's my go-to. By Friday afternoon, I'm like, let's go, baby. If I went on vacation, I forgot, I definitely feel the change. It's taken away my foggy brain. I'm always reading and learning. That's part of my job.
Yeah.
If I don't keep myself educated, I won't be able to give the best care possible. So it's made that possible for me. The other is all the biohacking machinery that we have in the bag. I love my red light because I have the neuropathy. I have that back pain, so it helps me with that. I love our Sculpt Neo. It helps me tighten my core because the stronger the core, the stronger the back is what I say.
Okay.
My grounding pad. I think our longevity center. I think that's one of my favorite things because once again, that vision was there with my parents in mind, my mother in mind, who have neuropathy, and these are the people that I love, and I created this for people that I love and for other people that are dealing with the same things.
I love that. And I can speak to the Longevity Center. Quick story about me. I was on all the thyroid medicine. I came to you and I was like, I don't want to be on medicine forever. And so I got off my medication. She put me on the red light therapy and also NAD. And I can tell you, doing those two things, I had more energy than I ever had on my thyroid medication in just like the few months I've been working with you. So as even just a patient, like I'm getting goosebumps because what you did worked, and it really does like change things. And then I'll never forget the day I came in, I'm like, I'm just more sluggish than normal. And you gave me that IV treatment. I was like a new person.
Yeah, we hear that all the time.
Yeah, it's insane. And as someone who I feel like I was falling into slight depression because I was feeling so tired. I was feeling so worn down. My body was out of control. So finding people like you that are so passionate and good at what you do, and then I felt the difference. Yeah. It's incredible. So just working with you for a couple months has already made a difference.
I love that. I love thinking outside the box, going outside the norm. If it's safe, if there's efficacy, then why not? What are we waiting for?
Right. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, thank you. We can't wait to hear more. Okay, now welcome Brooklyn. She is the nursing technician. Tell us about what you do here.
So a little bit about what I do here. I do a lot of IM injections, anything from B12 to the NAD. I know we've talked about a little bit. I also do all the blood draws here. Paila is also a specialist with hormone therapy, so I do all of her blood draws. I also run the Longevity Center. So the Longevity Center is very popular here. Obviously, we have our Sculpt Neo, our Cella, which is our pelvic floor therapy. That's really popular too. So
I have to say, Brooklyn and I got to know each other very quickly, very fast, because I did the Sculpt on my bottom. And so, but like I said earlier, everyone here just makes you feel so comfortable and so natural, so that even when I'm standing there with my bare butt out, I never felt awkward.
Exactly.
So tell me a little bit about like maybe one of your favorite treatments or something you've seen like a big growth in with the client, like some of your favorites here.
Absolutely. So Sculpt Neo, like I said, is one of our favorite. I know you know a lot about it too. It's 20,000 contractions. So I, for example, have been going through my own journey of healthcare and losing weight, and I feel like I had my daughter and I struggled afterwards kind of getting back to everything. I was losing weight, but I still had a lot in my tummy area. So I did Sculpt also, and a paddle on your belly is 20,000 contractions, and it decreases fat by 30%. So I instantly noticed a huge decrease in my abdomen, so that was really exciting. And then like Pyle was saying too, I created so much strength in my core.
That's amazing.
So I love that, but also I feel like our Cella is growing very rapidly. Cella is pelvic floor therapy, equivalent to 13,000 Kegels. Really really great for any incontinence, also any like sexual performance too. We see a range of men and women for pelvic floor therapy because men can work out their pelvic floor also.
Amazing. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, really great for any urgency they have. So you see a lot of like men, for example, they just want to golf all day with their son, but they have to pee every 5 minutes, you know?
Okay.
So you want to be able to have that good time and not feel like that urgency or awkwardness, you know? But yeah, so pelvic floor therapy's been great at all different ages. Any incontinence, any urgency. It's really nice with an older generation too. You're not having to wear pads all day or even post baby. You don't feel like you're just so weak down there and sneezing and leaking. So yeah, 2 very popular things in the longevity center. I love them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I want to also note your skin looks super glowy.
Thank you.
Super glowy. Tell us about that. You got a new skincare line.
Yes, Epion's all natural. We are loving it. It aligns with everything we do here at PRANA. So the Epion's has been night and day difference for me. I also got my first Morpheus treatment. So on my topic of trying to lose weight and just be better, do better, your belly is a hard spot to lose fat in, but so is your face. It's hard to work out your face. So I got my first Morpheus treatment. I had cystic acne growing up too, so I always had these deep scars. Night and day difference. Even after a couple days of my first treatment, I was able to see less scar reduction. And then I was able to burn some fat away in my chin.
That's crazy. I didn't know it did that.
Yep, absolutely. So you are able, obviously you don't want to burn fat in your face. You don't want to become sunken or anything. So we are very, very low on the radio frequency part of Morpheus throughout your face. So helped me with my scar reduction, any like discoloration I had. It overall was night and day difference. It's also like a non-invasive facelift, so you get that tightness, like wrinkle reducing, but the fat reduction part, I was like, crank it up because my chin has been here for a bit. So I burn off some of that fat in my chin, and I have a jawline now, and it's only my first treatment.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
I always recommend see a difference, and after your first,
Thank
that's
you.
awesome.
Yeah, everyone's been coming in and they're like, what have you been doing? So
let me tell you.
not that I love that people notice my chin before, but yeah,
I noticed more your skin was glowing, and then when you pointed that out, I was like, I do see it. Everyone wants a cut jawline, and it's so hard, especially the older you get.
Exactly, and tightening it up. You see, even like you said, the older you get, it gets a little saggy in here, so it's not as invasive and as brutal as some like microneedling treatments can be. So, yeah, I loved it.
Well, thank you for popping on and telling that and inviting us, and thank you for the mimosas too.
Anytime. I love a good mimosa.
So what I want to say is, so the last 2 weeks when I've done the podcast, I have been like, Ashley's coming back. We're going to do After Dark. And then I've said it every week, and then I've ate my words because I've gotten sick. So you need to update people like on your life, because I also haven't seen you either.
I feel like there's not.
Wait, first of all, mimosas.
Oh yeah, cheers.
Cheers. There you go.
There we go. What's an After Dark without alcohol, you know?
Exactly. I know. We always have to have something.
Perfect tasting.
I know.
I'd like to say there's been a lot of excitement. I've been traveling a little bit more.
Yeah.
We filmed since I went to Denver?
No.
Okay. I went to Denver for a weekend. I went to LA for a long weekend. Just trying to enjoy a little bit of traveling, you know? I think that I was feeling like, you know how you can get when you're in your late 30s, I'm not married, I don't have kids, and like every now and then it just hits extra hard where I'm just like, I feel like I'm missing out on this next phase of life. I feel like I'm behind. And in reality, I'm not, because everyone has a different timeline.
Yeah.
But I was like, let me try to get out of this funk by traveling a little bit more. So it was good. Denver was nice. LA is an adventure. It is a whole different lifestyle over there. I just kept saying, do I look like I'm the girl from Indiana? Does everyone staring at me because I look like I'm the girl from Indiana?
You have like the big sign saying, hi from Indiana. I'm a Hoosier.
Yeah. Do I have corn in my purse? I don't even live near a cornfield. But no, it's been really good. Outside of that, not much has changed. I still am feeling like I'm in this waiting period of not really pursuing dating very much.
Yeah.
I'm not on Bumble. I'm not on Hinge. I'm on Raya, but that really doesn't count. I think that's, anyways, neither here nor there.
But you've been really focused like on work and enjoying life.
I have. I've been feeling let me just focus on work. Let me enjoy life and just see what comes from that. I think that, anyone who is dating consecutively can understand how bad the burnout feels and just how much even though it's not necessarily bad rejection, it's just still that constant rejection on you, that constant feeling of like, why isn't this working out? Why can't I meet someone? And I feel like it's just kind of restoring my peace and restoring my energy a little bit. Not that I dated a lot in the beginning,
but it's just exhausting to begin with.
It is.
It's a little taxing, and I think it wears on you.
Yes, and just even the constant need to feel like to swipe through the app. So it just kind of feels good to just enjoy the summer and enjoy life and just see what God has next.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah. While I'm just in my whole working in football.
I swear.
Football and working.
But things I'm so happy and proud of you, because I can just see like your whole thing is just coming together, and you're an incredible news anchor. Like, incredible.
Thank you.
You tell stories, I've showed you this so well. And then just to see people, I love watching your TikTok grow and people in the comments, because I'm like, finally people are seeing like the Jeanette that I know. Like, it's been cool.
I love
I'm proud of you.
It's so funny how I really have now been loving like getting to know what's happening in the news, but also getting to know deeper stories and stories that require more work and investigative stuff that like takes a little bit longer to put together. But then the end result ends up being really, really good. I interviewed somebody who is running for Secretary of State for the state of Indiana, which I never thought I would do an interview in regards to politics. And it was really, really good. I was always very I've never been like a super political person, and I was always afraid to like step into that space just because I don't know very much. I've never like leaned one way or the other. I kind of like not by where the air goes or the wind blows. But sometimes it can be so divisive, but for me to do it and to speak with Blythe, and her interview will be coming out soon. It was so good to sit with somebody who at the core of humanity, we're the same. We just look at certain things differently. But what I loved is that even though we had different probably views on things, but the discussion was really, really good. And I'm like, if only we could have these conversations like normal, because on social media it's so combative, and people are very quick to tear people down on social media. And so at the end of it, I looked at her and I was like, this was so good. Like, I'm so glad I got to sit here, and I already knew her, but to know that side of her, it's a totally different person, which was so good. So it's just, I just love to be able to show that to people. Like, look, just because you think of one way or you think things through one way, let's have a bigger open mind. Like, there's a reason why people think a certain way. Why don't you ask questions that get it to be a little bit more thought-provoking than just straight out name calling, which I'm finding so much, especially on TikTok. There's been times I've been going on lives, because I go live every single morning when I get to work. I'm like talking about what's going on in the news and what I'm working on, and I'll work on my first story while people are on lives. The amount of times I have people come on my lives and tell me they're going to call ICE on me has been insane.
Oh my God.
That is the temperature
of just the state
of just how people are. And I'm very, very, very myself. And I'm like, get the fuck off my live. Do you even fucking know? Number one, I'm Puerto Rican. Number two, I was born in the States, motherfucker. So I don't, and then I have, I'm the only girl in the newsroom. So some of the other guys, they'll start to hear it. They'll be like, what's his fucking name? Let's look him up right now. We're going to get to him. It's been amazing.
It's so interesting too, because I feel like you approach things, and one reason I like to listen is so neutral. You hear people's stories, you hear whether or not you agree with their actions or their political stance, you just hear their stories and allow them to talk, and you get to know them as a person. So for someone to find a reason to like, so somebody said this the other day, they're like, you can speak unbiasedly and people are still gonna not like you because they're not gonna like the truth.
Correct.
So when you speak that unbiased truth, it probably does go against someone's certain beliefs, but they're not going to like to hear that. And so I think that's just interesting. I love it. You and the Unbiased podcast are just two of my favorites, because I just want to hear information without,
And that's what I want. I want to put information out there that it's here for you to take, and then you take it in, and what is it communicating to you? My job is not to tell you how it makes you feel.
Right.
And I'm not there to create some sort of narrative. I'm just here to provide you the information.
Right.
So there are times where, people get going in the comments, and I stay the fuck out of those comments because there's no point. Because if I respond, then I will be accused of siding with one side versus the other.
Right.
So if it's a comment that I can clearly communicate something that is still the middle of the road, where I'm not picking and choosing sides, unless I will state my opinion versus, like, let's just say the Epstein files or something like that, then I'll visibly say it. Or obviously it's a child predator and he has like 60 counts on him, I'm going to say what I think on that one, because that's just downright crazy.
Yeah.
But if it's something else, then I'm like, I'm going to stay, I'll let you guys fight it out in my comments for me. Thank you. You can feed my algorithm and I get paid for it. Thanks.
I think that's a good kind of segue into the conversation we were having about After Dark. And it's like, After Dark, is more our experiences and our opinion with real life stuff. We don't really tap into that more of the hard news like you do, but we're just sharing our stories. And I think it's important that people remember that our opinion on dating and our experiences on dating is not right or wrong.
Correct.
And just because we might feel a certain way doesn't mean that everyone should feel a certain way. It's like, we're just sharing our experience in hopes that you can share your experience. And we talked about one thing in the comments the other day, and some people made up some good points. I'm like, you know what? That's a really good point. I never thought of it from that perspective. And I think that's the whole point of After Dark, is just we want to hear that conversation.
Exactly.
And we also want, like, people, because, you're 42 and not married, you are dating someone, and you're a single mom for a while, and I'm 38 and I'm single, and we just want people to, like, understand that, like, to not feel alone.
Yes.
That there's
100%.
different phases in life, and it's okay if you're in your 30s and single. There's nothing wrong with you, despite what some of the people in the comments want to say.
Man, those people in the comments, I cannot sometimes. I don't understand.
Yeah. So just a reminder, when we talk on After Dark, these are just our thoughts, and you're welcome to disagree, and disagree kindly, and we'll listen. Like,
but
we're
a lot of it really is sharing our experiences, and then also sharing experiences that people send to us, because they see that we're talking about something that hits a nerve with them too, or they've experienced it just on a different level. So we're going to share that information, and it's not meant to be like this is the be all of everything, you know, which I think people get confused about, which I'm not quite sure. Also, if you decide to comment on something, please know that they're podcast clips. It doesn't tell a full story sometimes. And so sometimes a clip will get posted that is maybe cut in a certain different way, or it doesn't really see the rest of the story. And so sometimes when people respond, I'm just like, but did you at least listen to the podcast? Did you watch it? Do you know what we're even talking about?
Yeah. There's been a couple of times where people will comment like, no, that's what we said. You just didn't get to hear the whole 10 minutes.
Exactly. That's what we said, but we didn't want to put out a 10-minute clip. So listen and subscribe and watch the damn thing, okay?
I think the clips have taught me one thing is, I have ADHD and I got off my Adderall. And so my brain, I'll start a sentence, but then my brain wants to say this sentence, but then I'll say that sentence and then I'll go back to this sentence. And so it comes out very like convoluted. So it's taught me to like slow down, like pause my brain, finish your sentence, Ashley, and then talk about the next. Because I said something and I was rewatching. I was like, that's not at all what I meant. Where was I?
I do remember there was one time she sent me a voice message or a text or something, and I looked at it and I was like, what the hell does that mean?
I don't know.
So I literally responded. I said, I have no idea what you're trying to tell me right now.
It's so bad sometimes, and it's been worse recently. And I'm just like, I felt like Adderall really depleted me of emotion, so I don't want to get back on it. But I'm having a hard time
trying to like streamline it all. Yeah, that makes sense.
Alas, tell me something funny. Let's get into something funny.
I have some information. I just got logged out on my stupid computer here, so hold on just 1 second.
While you log in, I have to tell you the cutest thing happened to me. So we went to a concert a couple weeks ago, and it was just one of those days, and I think girls understand this, where it was just one of those days I just didn't feel good about myself. Mm-hmm. I didn't like my outfit. I didn't like my hair. Nothing was working, and I was just kind of feeling a little frumpy. And I went up to the bar to order a drink for myself and my brother. Mm-hmm. And I was just talking to the bartender because I was going to get one of those little shooters too. And this guy comes up to me and he tapped me on the shoulder and he goes, a girl as pretty as you shouldn't be buying her own drinks. And I was like, that's really sweet, but that's okay. I feel a little uncomfortable accepting drinks from like a stranger that I'm not going to talk to or something, because it's a concert. We're not going to sit there and chat. And he goes, no. He goes, is that for your boyfriend? I said, no, it's for my brother. And he goes, I'm being serious. A girl as pretty as you shouldn't be buying his own drinks. I said, what? Tapped his card, and I was like, and I looked at the bartender, and I just like, it happened so fast, and it was just so nice because I went into that concert feeling frumpy and gross, and then this man, he doesn't know that his quick tap, like his paying my bar tab, that
You have
minute,
restored our faith in men.
yes, and it just gave me that boost of like, oh, like I don't know, like people just don't know, and there were some other things personally. It wasn't all just about physical, because I was just kind of feeling blah that day.
Yeah,
and that little act of kindness, like it just really,
it goes a long way.
yeah, and
little
I haven't
things
been
go
able to
a
stop
long
talking
way.
about it.
I love it.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
And then he just walked away like he wanted nothing from me. And I was like,
you don't get that a lot.
No.
Normally, like if somebody wants to buy you a drink or anything else, like it's for like your number.
yeah.
Or to text you,
And he
or
just
what's
wanted-
your handle, you
right.
know?
He just wanted to be kind.
I love that.
I know, that was sweet.
It's sweet. It's good stuff.
All right, tell me your fun stuff.
Okay, fun stuff here. So I do have a little report that I received, and I saved it specifically for this show. It says, new study unveils the states with the worst sex lives. Okay. New research has revealed that the states that are the most dissatisfied with their sex lives lives in Wyoming, topping the ranking. Okay, so it says the studies analyzed by basically people who are in Google, like searching for remedies because they feel like they have the worst sex life. So that's how it's all comprised of, is basically through searches.
Interesting.
So that's how they ranked specifically this. So it says sex education experts at Joy Love Dolls analyze the states with the highest search volumes in terms relating to a dissatisfied sex life, such as, so they'll search some of these terms, how to improve sex life, treatment for low libido. So this is the total number of monthly averages searches in each location, and then it was compared to the population of the location. Wow. So that's how they ended up finding all of these. So Wyoming was the most dissatisfied. So then we have the top 5. So we have number 1 is the most dissatisfied with their sex lives. Number 2 is Vermont. Number 3 is North Dakota. Number 4 is Alaska. And number 5 is Utah.
Interesting.
So it says topping the ranking for Wyoming with the average of 50.37 monthly searches per 100,000 was how to increase male libido.
You have got to bring this up to Payal when you do the one-on-one, because of that ED treatment they have. And she was, they have actually treatments for males and females here. But you know what? Good for them for looking up ways to treat it and try to like address the problem.
Yes. Isn't that crazy?
Why am I was thinking Indiana would be on that.
You would think. That's what I thought too. But then also, like, I've never been to Wyoming, Vermont, North Dakota, Alaska, or Utah.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? They're very much states I feel like you don't hear very often about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Right? I was like, okay. This is very interesting here.
Okay. All right. Well, those states need to call PRANA Wellness.
Yes, they do. Oh, do we have that train coming?
Get out of here.
I know. So loud.
We're in Fortville, Indiana right now, and it is the cutest downtown, I think, in the Indianapolis suburb area, just in terms of like feeling like you have that small town community, but you're like 20 minutes from the city. But they do have a giant train that goes right through their downtown.
Okay, here's my second one that I found that I thought was just absolutely hilarious. America's #1 apology is sorry, babe. Okay. So people living in the U.S. search how to apologize to your girlfriend more than any other apology phrase. So that is #1. Boyfriend apologies rank 2nd, showing that romantic partners dominate the sorry stakes. Cheating apologies are 3rd. Most common reasons Americans seek forgiveness help online is for cheating.
I'm sad.
Yes. So that is the most. So the #1 is how to apologize to your girlfriend. And again, these are all based on people who search in Google. They're based on searches. They take the population and that's how they rank these. So #1 is how to apologize to your girlfriend. #2, how to apologize to your boyfriend. #3, how to apologize for cheating. #4, how to apologize to a friend. #5, how to apologize to your wife. How to apologize to your mom is number 6. Number 7 is how do you apologize for ghosting someone? Number 8 is how do you apologize for lying? I don't understand why this is number 9 and it beats number 10. Number 9 is how to apologize to your cat.
Stop.
And I was like, I say sorry to my cats all the time, but I've never Googled how to apologize to them. And then number 10 is how to apologize to a customer. So the cat ranking is higher than the customer.
Speaking of cats, this is a random tangent. Have you the weirdest cat videos AI cat videos got on my feed? Have you been seeing those?
Weird AI cat videos?
They're like AI cats, and like the one cat will cheat on their spouse, and then they find a new one, and the background, I don't know how this got on.
How did this get on your stuff?
The background music is meow, meow, meow.
Oh, is it the meow, 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 meow?
And I keep watching that. I don't know why. And they're so weird.
I did that we both knew that song. This is how much we go on TikTok all the time.
I'm like, I have got to, speaking of, and I think I'm going to bring it up in our next one, there's a new study that's out, I think it's new. And it's what being off your phone for 72 hours does to restoring your brain and your cognitive
I wish
function.
I could do that, man.
I'm thinking about doing a monthly reset.
Okay.
Where I do it like on my least busiest days. So that would be like Friday afternoon, maybe, I don't know, Thursday afternoon to Monday. Mm-hmm. But Monday is my worst day. But like where I just turn off my phone and the only way you can get a hold of me is if you call me. So I'm not staring at my screen. I'm not swiping. Because, I did about 2 weeks without a phone with a work event. And it really, I had more energy.
Yeah.
I felt more peace. I felt like even though I was in a stressful situation, my anxiety was lower. And I can only imagine like I don't know what trying to do that regularly would do for yourself. But it's so hard to do
and
with our
especially
jobs.
now, exactly, with what we do, it is the worst to try and completely disconnect.
Yeah.
Because then I feel like I'm missing out on what's happening with the world and like what's trending and all the things to like be in the know. I think there was one day last week where I was with my boyfriend and I just remember because I was just wiped, exhausted. I had to just stop. And so I didn't do the whole day. I think I touched my phone maybe 3 times, and that was just to check text messages and see if anything like emergency related came up. But on my end, when I got my phone back, I felt completely lost. Like then I got back to work Monday, and then everyone's talking about, oh, did you hear this? Or did you? And I was like, no, what happened here? What happened? I
that
didn't
is
know
hard
anything.
for you with the news anchoring. Yeah.
Which kind of stinks, but I know that I probably could benefit from doing that. Yeah. You know? So maybe it is a Sunday afternoon for me. Maybe not a full 24 hours, but
something.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So
you have to skip the meow meow meow. I'm so happy you know what that is though, because I was getting so extra embarrassed. Like it's already embarrassing enough.
So just a longer story for us for After Dark. So I saw this from the New York Post, and when I saw the title, I'm like, I've got to read more about it. It says, calling your boss a dickhead isn't enough to get you fired. The judge rules. So I was like, what is this? And so this was posted from the New York Post, but it's also from the Daily Mail. So the Daily Mail actually had the story. New York Post used it on as a contributor. So it says, although her comments were inappropriate and regrettable, they did not justify summary dismissal, declared Judge Sonia Boyles from the tribunal. And so this is what happened. So since 2018, Carrie had reportedly worked at a scaffolding and brickwork company, Main Group Services, alongside with her brother-in-law and her sister-in-law. So her brother and sister-in-law served as the operations manager and the managing director. Her duties, which reportedly paid her $50,000 a year, included supervising the office's day-to-day operations, overseeing payroll, arranging meetings, and doing some filing, like administrative work, basically, essentially. I thought at first this said $500,000. I was like, girl, why did you call him that for $500,000? But just kidding. That did not happen. It says, though, however, one day in May of 2022, while Herbert was rummaging through one of her manager's drawers to complete an admin task, she discovered documents pertaining to the cost of employing her. The supervisor told the judge that the discovery was extremely upsetting as she believed she was going to be terminated. So I guess she found stuff that she wasn't supposed to find. The overseer was subsequently invited to a meeting where her boss reprimanded her over her performance. He said that he and his wife were not happy with how she ran the office, claiming that suppliers weren't paid on time and that there were also problems with some booking. So basically, they're having issues with her. She's not doing what she's supposed to be doing. They're not happy. Herbert reportedly began to cry, then proceeded to lay into her employer. If it was anyone else in this position, they would have walked away years ago due to the goings-on in the office. But it is only because of you two dickheads that I stayed. So she literally said this, declared the distraught employee, I should say. According to her testimony, Thomas reportedly responded, "Don't fucking call me a dickhead or call that to my wife. That's it. You're sacked. Pack your shit and fuck off."
Wait, but the way she said it, was it a term of endearment? Yeah. Like, was she joking in the way, because she's saying it's because of you two I'm staying.
Basically that I've stayed because of you two dickheads, Like, I think she probably was like, well, I'm only here because it's you two dickheads, And then I think obviously the guy thought it was something else. And so after that is when it says, and while the company claims she had not been canned for poor performance at work, Boyles ruled her in her favor, claiming that the firm had not acted reasonably in all of the circumstances and treating her and her conduct as a sufficient reason for dismissal. The court was informed that under her contract's terms, she could be sacked over the provocative use of insulting or abusive language, but only if she had been given a warning first. So she hadn't been given a warning first, which is what their contract says. So I think the judge was going by that. So the document stipulated that only serious violations such as threatening or intimidating language would warrant Herbert's termination. So basically she was dismissed for calling her boss a dickhead to his face. So basically saying the judge, and then after this, the judge ordered Main Group Services to pay Herbert over $20,000 in compensation and then fork over an additional $19,000 to help her cover the legal expenses. Because basically it happened, she's like, I'm taking you to court, this is wrongful termination. They go to court, the judge finds where she signed the contract, and she was like, you guys are in the wrong, so now you're paying her and you're paying her legal expenses, and she's fine calling you a dickhead because you didn't give her a warning.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So now is she back being employed there?
No, she's not employed there.
Okay, I was gonna say that would be super awkward to go back.
Oh my gosh, no way. No, but she was awarded $20,000 for calling her boss a dick.
Do not use this as ideas, people.
But why? Okay, I don't think I've ever called my superior a dick.
Not to
their face. There's one thing if you are venting and you're talking to another coworker and you're upset about a situation and you're having a private conversation where you need to vent some things out and you can feel like you can have a trusted environment to let it all out.
Right.
But I would never flat out call somebody a dick to their face that I worked for.
Yeah. No.
And then be like, and I'm going to sue you now because you didn't follow your own protocol in your own employee handbook because you didn't give me a warning to begin with. Although she found things that they were apparently upset about, I guess it wasn't a verbal, she wasn't verbally warned of anything.
So she had no idea they were even upset with her in the beginning.
Yeah,
and
so
then
that's why when she found the things in the desk, that's why she got so upset, because she was like, no one's ever said anything to me about any of this. So I think that's what threw her off and was like, how dare they? No one's talked to me, and I dealt with you two dickheads the entire time, and that's the reason I've stayed, and this is what you think of me, really? And so that's how this whole thing came about.
That's insane.
I know.
What a story.
I thought that was interesting. I was like, okay, well then, I don't, all right. Yeah. So I don't,
The more you know.
don't call your employers mean names.
Yeah, we're not condoning that.
But not only that, I've always said, I've had conversations with some people in, I would say in our industry and in our circle who we've met, and people are always like, oh, I would have blocked them, I would have done this, I would have done this, I would have done that. I'm like, but you just don't ever know who you're going to have to do business with later.
Nope, everything is too small.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you get through? Are you sure? So I'm gonna get an IV drip.
Yes!
I'm so excited.
Ashley's gonna get an IV drip, so I'm gonna step out so that
just-
Payel can come back through here.
Will you just get some good content on
Yes,
that?
absolutely. Check out part 2 coming soon to see Ashley get some IV therapy. Plus, we continue our chat on wellness, social media trends, stories, and more at PRANA Wellness.